Hello everyone, time to react to real giant spiders caught on camera and spotted in real life. Shouldn't those two be written the other way around? Look at that, I'm finding a mistake and I haven't even begun to watch the video yet. If that's not a great start, I don't know what is. Anyway, let's get started.
Hi! A lot of people are afraid of spiders. But there are also many people who adore them. Some even make them their pets. And there are many types and kinds of spiders out there.
Okay, look. Maybe it's a bit low to pick on the narrator. Because at the end of the day, no matter how cringeworthy the narration may be, it doesn't really say anything about the quality of the information. But this guy, I'm about one sentence in and he already sounds like he's reading a script that he's seen for the first time. Let's see how it goes.
42,000 species, you guys. The biggest spiders are really enormous. Seriously, you'll be surprised how big a spider can get.
Go on, surprise me.
Plus, they are very dangerous because they're venomous. Alright, let's check out some real big...
First things first, let's get the subtitles out of the way because they're right in the middle of the screen. Okay. No spider on Earth is really dangerous. Even the medically significant ones like funnel webs or wandering spiders ultimately pose a pretty much negligible risk to people. Because like any other spider, they just want to leave you alone. And I find it rather ironic that he's talking about spiders being dangerous while showing footage of a golden orb weaver. To quote Lego Batman, logos. Really long and dramatic logos.
Turns out there are over 10,000 types of spiders in Australia. And Huntsman spider is just one of them. This particular one,
Huntsmen always seem to get associated with Australia, but they are found pretty much worldwide. Let me just... I'll chuck up a map when I edit this video. I'm not going to bother doing it now because it's just going to waste time. But yeah, I don't really get why they're always associated with this country because they have a very broad distribution.
To come live with this family from Australia.
Oh, hi.
It's kind of a bummer that the
What is he saying?
video stops right when the spider jumps on the camera. Things only started to get interesting.
At what point can you tell that the spider jumps on the camera? It just turns around abruptly. Huntsmen, they can jump. Not very well though. They can't jump like, you know, a jumping spider can. It's more glorified falling. I very much doubt that a huntsman will be able to jump horizontally from where it's sitting to the person filming. Now the huntsman in this video, the quality isn't great, almost as bad as the quality of the information in this video. It appears to be a mature male Isopeda species. Isopeda generally aren't especially huge, with a couple exceptions like Isopeda woodwardi or Isopeda magna, so chances are, even though this spider looks absolutely massive, it's probably about the size of the palm of your hand, so decent size, but not exactly huge.
You know, a huntsman spider is your typical hairy, big, rapid kind of spider. It can move really fast. You'd never think a spider could be this quick, which is kind of scary.
Why would I never think a spider could be that fast? Like, especially a huntsman, everything about their appearance just screams fast.
Especially if you're afraid of spiders.
Spiders are scary if you're afraid of spiders. You know how in school your teachers always stress the importance of proofreading your assignments before you submit them? Well, they are right. If you don't proofread, you're going to end up saying some shit like this. Spiders are scary if you're scared of spiders.
Well, huntsman spiders are usually afraid of humans.
Always.
And their venom isn't dangerous for people. The danger comes from the fact that drivers sometimes get spooked by these guys.
That is not a huntsman. This is a mature male tarantula of some sort. Much, much bigger and bulkier than any huntsman.
And while huntsman spiders look kinda scary, They can be a great help. They rid people's houses.
I said this right at the beginning of the video, and so far my opinion has only been reinforced. This guy really sounds like he's reading a script that he has never seen before in his life. And he also sounds a little bit drunk as well, but let's not attack the narrator too much. I don't know how much they're paying him to do this.
Of various insectoid pests. You just look at this one, an affection for insects.
Spiders are not insects, they are arachnids. If you want a more in-depth coverage, I have very recently, I think, my last video, I posted a video covering the phylogeny of spiders and how they relate to other types of arthropod. Also, what was with the music? Are they taking lessons from Coyote Peterson on theatrics here?
There are great many kinds of spiders out there.
Well, if there are a great many kinds of spiders, then you shouldn't have that much trouble actually finding footage of a spider to use. This is an ambly pigeon, and not a spider.
And many spiders look great. They hypnotize you with their colorful patterns.
Now he's talking about colourful spiders, and managing to show something that is neither a spider nor colourful. I would say, and I think I've said this in reaction videos in the past, self-contradiction is the #1 red flag, in my opinion, for misinformation.
And if you're thinking of getting yourself one, then perhaps you might want to consider a spider like Amblipagi. It looks kind of spooky, but it's actually peaceful, and it's only dangerous for other insects that it hunts day and night.
Not really day and night. Ambly pigeons are nocturnal. I guess if you offered it some food during the day, it might take it, but they don't really hunt until nightfall.
And here's a video of a whole bunch of spiders that came to live under a roof of one of the houses in Australia. Look what happens then. The camera goes up and we see a giant mother spider.
Wow, so you saw a whole bunch of freshly hatched baby spiders and then you saw the mother nearby. What exactly were you expecting to see nearby? The creepy uncle spider?
Something you don't want to see in real life, that's for sure.
Oh, I'd love that.
And here is something even more frightening. This one was captured in one of the
What about frightening? Like, it's just a spider slowly walking along some sort of, I don't even know, just along the wall. It's not even doing anything. I don't know. I try to sympathise with people who are afraid of spiders, and I used to be scared of them myself, but this one isn't even doing anything. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't.
Although it's totally possible there's some video editing involved in this. By the way, there are many videos similar to this one with the same kind of spider.
Are you kidding me?
They all look huge.
Are we genuinely?
Looks cool, but no matter what they say, feels like those are not real spiders.
Oh, it just feels like they're not real spiders. No, it's to even give these videos a moment of consideration is just too much. They are just so obviously fake. Enough said, okay? End of story, goodbye, the end. Yeah, thanks for the circle, I wouldn't have noticed that otherwise. This reminds me of the first ever video I reacted to, where the guy narrating said that Australian tarantulas could get to 6 feet across. I don't know, maybe he's got a point here. Okay, we are spending way too much time on these obviously fake videos. Can we move on?
This man found a giant spider on his ceiling. He wanted to catch it and throw it away. So let's have a look at how he's gonna handle this intricate task.
Saw that coming. If you're going to use the container method to capture a huntsman, personally I use my own set of tools. They're these handy things. You're going to want to use one that is significantly bigger than the spider's leg span, because huntsmen, as you saw in this video, they can dodge sideways quite rapidly. And if you use a container that's quite small, then you could easily end up jamming the spider's body underneath the edge if it decides to run. If you use a bigger container, then you're probably more likely to still manage to capture it.
What could...
These are not spiders. They're members of a order called the Opiliones, or Harvestmen. They are arachnids, so they're fairly close relatives of spiders, but not spiders themselves. There are a couple of key differences. One, Opiliones are completely non-venomous, and also, while the body of a spider is divided into two clearly distinctive parts, the prosoma at the front and the opistosoma at the rear, Opiliones only have one clear body section. The front and rear sections are nowhere near as clearly separate as those of a spider.
It's just very disturbing and strange.
I don't really get how to... I can understand that if you're scared of spiders, and even though these aren't spiders, this is probably a very scary sight for you, but disturbing, really, it's just animals doing animal things.
Theraphosa blondi. Officially, the world's largest kind of spider. It's a bird eater, and most arachnologists...
The name bird eater, which is often given to Theraphosa and a bunch of other tarantula species, is just a scary name. That's it. Sure, a Theraphosa is easily large and powerful enough to subdue a small bird given the chance, but they live on the forest floor in fairly deep burrows. They are hardly ever going to encounter a bird in their life.
Usually, Theraphosa blondi are reddish.
This is not a Theraphosa. I'm not going to confidently identify it, given I only really got a fairly brief glimpse, but it appears to be some sort of African species. I'm suspecting Pelanobius muticus due to how thick that hind leg is.
They call them bird eaters, but for the most part, their diet consists of mice, small snakes, lizards, butterflies, and bugs.
Well, okay, maybe I had to go with this video too early, because they did kind of acknowledge that birds aren't exactly a big part of their diets. So, you know, I'll happily take that one back.
Pretty much like a bee sting.
I really don't like the idea of comparing a tarantula bite to a bee sting. Sure, many of the New World species, in other words those from the Americas, do have fairly weak venom, but you've got to remember that tarantulas have huge fangs. So they're going to be inflicting a lot more mechanical damage than any bee would be capable of doing, and on top of that, injecting a greater quantity of venom as well.
These spiders are pretty rare, and it's hard to find them in their natural habitat.
Can I just say, I've gone past it at this point, but don't handle big, heavy-bodied tarantulas, especially like that. If you drop one of those onto a hard surface, then even from a short distance, it could be fatally injured. So, for the sake of the spider, don't do it.
Theraphosa blondi might be the biggest spider in the world, but Heteropoda maxima is the one with the widest leg span. That's up to...
This is not Heteropoda maxima, this is a Delena species. Delena occur in Australia, whereas Heteropoda maxima is found in Laos.
They prefer deep, dark...
Yeah, we're going to have a strong track record of misidentifications here. This is Heteropoda venatoria.
They have...
And this is another Australian species. Again, not something I'm going to confidently identify, because the video quality is about as pixelated as a Minecraft texture file. That's
There isn't much
Heteropoda
information
venatoria
about
again.
these spiders out there, but there's always new and exciting news.
Such as... I mean, I'm genuinely curious here. And this is Heteropoda venatoria again. In their defense, actual photos of Heteropoda maxima are quite hard to come by, so it's not really the worst thing, and as far as misidentifications go, there is plenty of other videos that mess up much more.
It isn't always easy to get rid of insects. Like, this one time, this man from Australia heard his wife screaming, so he rushed to see what was
What's
the
with
matter.
the stock photos?
When he got to the
Okay.
kitchen, he saw his screaming wife in front of the wolf spider. Without thinking too much, the man grabbed the broom to smash the unwanted guest. But then it turned out there was a lot more than one spider. Quite a few, actually.
Yeah, and this is why relocating spiders is a much better option than squashing them. If you'd just gotten the mother spider into a jar, then they'd be outside and you might not even realize she even had babies.
Wolf spiders carry their offspring under their bellies for a few weeks after.
They don't carry their offspring under their bellies, otherwise I feel like walking would be very, very awkward. They carry them on their backs, essentially. Oh, another
Looks like
Huntsman.
this spider was out hunting. It spooked the hell out of those people. And
So this is a Heteropoda venatoria, and it's eating what looks like maybe an Asian house gecko. Yeah. As for these people he's talking about, I have no idea who the hell they are. Oh, we're near the end already. Good, because this video was, okay.
And what giant insects do you know, guys? Definitely tell me about it in the comments. Don't forget to share this video.
Giant insects is a very odd way to conclude, seeing as this video wasn't about insects. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Honestly, it wasn't quite as terrible as some of the others I've responded to when the narrator was certainly irritating as heck. All in all, not the bottom of the barrel, but nowhere near the top either. So that's that. If you enjoyed my video, then feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other uploads. And don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments section as well. So thank you all very much for watching. That is it from me, and I shall see you again very soon.